right here on Big Breakfast, Today FM, today's hit music.
Hey, I'm Pauline.
And I'm Alan. Tune in to the Breakfast Show on Today FM with Pauline and I every weekday morning
From 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
right here on Today FM, today's hit music.
Today FM, today's hit music.
In this bulletin, 2 reported dead in floods. Floods cause major damage to homes and farms. And WAF warns major water disruptions due to damages caused by floods. Good evening, I'm Jackie Spate and this is FBC News. Police have confirmed that 2 people have died in this weekend's flash floods. These incidents occurred in Tailevu and Lami at the height of flooding yesterday. A 24-year-old man is believed to have drowned while swimming across a flooded river to go to Vorovoro village in Tailevu yesterday morning. In the second incident, a 20-year-old student drowned last evening while trying to cross the Ngawea River in Lami.
We could have deployed manpower to other needy areas and just looking for people that take their own action in defying orders when we have given warning for people not to cross rivers when they are flooded. Yet they took their own steps to go and cross those 2 rivers. Yet this is the result, and it times say that it's being a burden to us again.
The search for the bodies of the 2 people is continuing. People in Ngawea Lami were forced to evacuate their homes yesterday evening after flood waters began to rise in the low-lying areas. Sakyus and Ivor reports houses and plantations near the Ngawea River were the worst affected.
Residents of Ngawea village who evacuated to high grounds yesterday returned to find damaged homes and plantations and debris lying everywhere.
I was on my way to work and I saw water all over the place, so I couldn't cross over because I had to cross the bridge in order to go to the bus stop.
There are over 100 houses in Ngawea village and around 50 were affected by flood waters forcing people to higher grounds. Chonimbiu Haulea says previous flash floods were never this intense.
After 50 years of living in Ngawea, this is the first time I've experienced a big flood as this. Even though we have 2 houses, one of which was flooded, we had to move into our house on the hill so that we could be safe.
A bridge connecting Ngawea village to the rest of Lami, built early this year, has also been damaged.
Midday yesterday, women were calling for men on this side of the river to help them across. They used the newly built bridge. However, they were about to reach this side. The bridge collapsed.
The water levels has receded and people have started cleaning their homes, getting their lives back on track. Sakyusa Naivoa, FBC News.
Floods in most parts of Korvo and Tailevu have receded, but its aftermath has left people distraught. Rashika Kumar visited the area and spoke to farmers.
Initial observations in the Eastern Division revealed that the agriculture sector is again the worst affected by the flooding. Floods rose as high as 5 feet at this dairy farm in deep-water Tailevu.
And milk production was low due to the floods and heavy rain. And the quality will go bad in another month's time. So I want the government to help and the MPI to help us with dairy feeds.
The natural disaster did not only damage crops, farmers have also lost their household items as well.
His clothes, the TV has been gone. My the machine, washing machine gone, and we have to sit on our clothes, mattress, so that we can sleep in school.
Korvo resident Timaima Usamaki had to evacuate their home early this morning in the wake of the floodwaters.
House in front, and our TV, and our tables, and all our clothes is messed around, and all of our family, we sleep in the school, Korvo Primary School.
This family is asking for assistance to rebuild their lives.
all of our cassava and cabbage and bangan, and it was matured, but now it's spoiled by the flooded. So we need some helping.
3 families from Korovo took refuge at the Korovo Primary School. However, the school also sustained damages.
2015 textbooks for next year that we've already bought, all gone wet. And all the rooms, the teachers' handbooks, computer to inside, and some things they are wet.
As heavy rain continues in the highlands of the Eastern Division, residents have been urged to be on alert. Rashika Kumar, FBC News.
Residents of Suva can expect major water disruptions that could last several weeks. The Water Authority of Fiji says Suva water and wastewater trunk lines have been severely hit by the heavy rain, which has caused the disruptions. Ellen Stolz has more.
The main wastewater trunk line that carries all untreated waste from the greater Suva area to the Kinoya waste treatment plant has collapsed in this severe weather.
What we had previously was a separate support structure that had this big concrete sewer main on it. That got washed away on Saturday morning. So, we're urging the public to be mindful of this situation.
It is estimated that the wastewater could continue unimpeded into the creek and Lovala Bay for weeks.
And this will be ongoing for several weeks while we construct a pipe across the bridge to try and divert some of these flows. What we also have done this morning, we've consulted MWH and FRA because this will affect them as well in terms of working across the bridge. And they have assisted us in terms of assessing the situation.
Opataya Ravai says the infrastructure that was in place was more than 5 decades old to begin with and was overdue for replacement. Engineers are now working tirelessly to design a temporary replacement for the time being. The Water Authority of Fiji is saying that there is no quick fix to the problem. Repairing this could take weeks or even months to do. They are now advising their customers being affected in this area not to swim or fish in the river. Ellen Stolz, FBC News.
Coming up after the break, hard work and commitment pays off for egg producers Ramsamy and Sons.
Wala mo siya matumay, hana gana paro taki na yan robongi kebika na mau tomai buga tali tu na bisere waraki muni na gana paro taki ngo na yan robongi enambula FM nimbolo benaka oya ubika na isoro ranyo na tomani o mai na vito ne ka biki na tini karuai nong bongi lebu ena gana paro taki sekoya na yan robongi enambula FM enambandua enasere.
Gold FM, only the classic hits. Beautiful song from the group Firehouse and When I Look Into Your Eyes. Before that, you heard from Smokey Robinson with One Heartbeat. We'll take a short break and join us in the next hour for more music from Seal. Bulablaga. I'm DJ Tora. Join me every weekdays, 7 until midnight on the Premium Classics. Right here on Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Welcome back. This is FBC News. The Fiji Met Office has issued a heavy rain warning for Vanua level in the northern parts of the Lau Group. A trough of low pressure to the north of the country is causing heavy rain, which could lead to more flooding in low-lying areas. Christopher Chand reports.
An active trough is causing heavy downpour in Vanua level. The Weather Office is warning people living in low-lying areas.
If rain is falling in your area and you see rivers rising, you should be coordinating with your community and together with the authorities while it's still daylight to get the advice on where to move and when to move. It's critical that we save lives.
A separate rain system caused flooding in the central and eastern parts of the country yesterday.
Water levels have receded in most rivers, apart from Navalau and the Rewa River, because Rewa takes time to flush out all its waters.
The Weather Office has clarified that there was an unexpected rainfall system on Saturday morning after they had cancelled the first weather system on Friday.
The rainfall that came on Friday went away on Friday. On Saturday morning, after that energy went away, Saturday morning was a totally different thing altogether that caused the persistent rain over the central parts of Viti Levu and eastern parts. And that led to the flooding in that area in that morning. We also started issuing the alerts in the morning on Saturday when we saw the river levels rising.
The Nandi Weather Office says rain is clearing over Viti Levu, but floodwaters will take time to recede. Their attention is now on the northern division, which is being affected by the trough. Christopher Chand, FBC News.
With more rain forecast in the coming days, the Fiji Police Force is now working very closely with other government departments to ensure the safety of the public. Officers have been deployed to flood-prone areas to monitor the movement of people. Sakius Naivoa has more.
More than 100 police officers are on standby to help people living in low-lying areas.
Almost all arms of the government were out there during this flash flood down at Korobo and also at Ngawia late yesterday evening.
ACP Rusiati Tunrabu says some evacuation centers will remain open in case of emergency.
We have opened a few in Lami area and also down at Korobo. However, at this point in time, there's nobody there being evacuated. Some came in and then they've gone back as of this morning.
Residents, especially those living near rivers, are being urged to evacuate their homes immediately if there is possibility of flooding in their area.
There are still people who are reluctant to move when they are given the warning, especially during yesterday. Daytime, we were urging people at low-lying areas just to move to elevated areas because of before the nightfall. However, there seems to be a change in the people preparation.
The police command center is open on a 24-hour basis and people needing help are being urged to contact the center. Sakiusa Naivua, FBC News.
A new spa estimated to be worth around $1 million has been opened by the Minister for Tourism Fayez Koya in Nandi. The Essence of Fiji Rejuvenation Centre on the Nandi Back Road is the latest spa facility in the country. Christopher Chand has more.
This is a new venture by Essence of Fiji to expand its operations and have a presence in the spa tourism industry.
The Essence of Fiji Rejuvenation Centre has embarked on a $1 million investment venture that has created about 30 jobs for the locals in Nandi, and not to mention the significant contribution the company will make to the economy.
The owner, Deborah Sandranu, has been operating her spa business since 1998.
Essence of Fiji's strategic move to be in sync with Tourism Fiji's vision to bring guests to the happiest place in the world demonstrates our promise to deliver just that. For that I am standing here today overwhelmed and excited that I, with my amazing team, have been able to accomplish my vision for positioning Fiji internationally in spa tourism.
The facility hopes to tap into the tourism market by attracting passengers from Nandi Airport. Christopher Chand, FBC News.
Who would have thought that selling eggs could turn into a multi-million-dollar business? That's exactly what Ramsamy & Sons has become. A locally owned company, Ramsamy specializes in the production, distribution and marketing of eggs and poultry products. In our Successful Fijian segment tonight, Kalpana Kajal speaks with Rajendra Sami, the managing director of the company.
Ramsamy used to sell eggs and chickens from a backyard shed in Nosori 45 years ago. He invested his earnings to set up a small business in Koronganga Levu, which has today become a household name. From humble beginnings, the company today serves all the leading supermarkets in Fiji, major hotels, municipal markets, dairy shops, restaurants, government commercial offices, and exports to neighboring Pacific islands.
We exporting to Tonga, Nauru, Tahiti, Wallis Futuna, and Cook Islands, and the other small neighboring islands.
When it comes to supplying eggs and poultry, Ramsamy and Sons holds 70% of the market share and has been a consistent exporter for several years. Rajendra Samy, the son of the founder, says once the business was up and running, they never looked back and continued to invest for future growth. Over the years, the company has continued to build more brooding farms, laying farms, feed mill and numerous other investments. This has created jobs and also helped the economy while enabling Ramsamy and Sons to increase profits. Samy says there are plans to set up more chicken sheds and expand the egg grading machine.
We setting up another new shed for 25,000 chicken at the moment, and also we spending about $2.5 million in our new warehouse and the egg grading machine in the coming years.
Wilson Foods Limited, which started 4 years ago, is a subsidiary which specializes in processed food and will soon add a cannery that will also target international markets.
Wilson Foods Limited is actually, we manufacture sausage and tomato sauce at the moment, and we have future plan for that too, like other cannery products too. We're looking to do the seasonal produce, like Daruka and EB and other stuff like that for export marketing. That is our plan to get the market like in Canada, America and New Zealand, Australia.
The company's growth has been recognized, winning at the Prime Minister's Exporter of the Year awards.
For Exporter Year award, we had 3 already. This was the 4th one. And Fiji Business Excellence Award, this was the 3rd one.
Price level?
In a higher price level for previous 2.
From its humble beginnings to becoming a successful business, Ramsamy and Sons has 45 years of experience in the poultry industry. Kalpana Kajal, FBC News.
Coming up in sports news, Australia bundles Fiji out of the Dubai Cup semi-finals. A national under-19 basketball side settles for 7th place in Oceania meet.
यू ट्रेन से मिर्ची एफएम पर रफ्तार में मैं आपके हम सफर साथी कृष्णील शामिल हो चुका हूं और पीजी में विदेश में आप जहां कहीं पर भी हमें सुन रहे हैं, कृष्णील का प्यार आप तमाम दोस्तों तक पहुंचे। हेलो गाइस, मैं हूं डीजे कृष्णील। आप हमें सुन सकते हैं मिर्ची एफएम रफ्तार में मंडे टू फ्राइडे शाम 3 से लेकर रात 7 तक हम आपको रॉक कराएंगे। मिर्ची एफएम, इट्स हॉट। अब दिल करता है हौले हौले से मैं तो खुद को गले लगा।
Nisa bulu benaga turna na kini marama ni bulu benaga na dor bo kini mone lewa. Nisa bulu benaga mone en do talem no na ni wawe katalau en mataka nei nei.
En vendela na mai nei tasiri.
No bulu maleka go ni milote nei sorta boa.
En lomo ni vonua mai sanganga.
Eu bulu go Samuel. Na no tanga ni wawe katalau en radio Fijuan nan domo evitina vonga ni vena. Mai no kini diwa en be mataka moni tikina pagluka. Nika inamaka.
Welcome back. This is FBC Sports. The Vodafone Fiji 7 side has ended up in 3rd place at the Dubai Sevens after defeating New Zealand 26-12 in the 3rd and 4th place playoff this morning. The national side was bundled out of the Cup semi-finals by Australia after Greg Malouf scored a try in extra time for a 29-24 upset over the defending champions. Fiji met its traditional rivals New Zealand in the 3rd and 4th place playoffs and outscored the Kiwis by 4 tries to 2. South Africa claimed the Dubai Sevens title after defeating Australia 33-7 in the Cup final. Fiji still remains on top of the World Series standings with South Africa trailing by only 2 points. Australia has moved up to 3rd spot while New Zealand slips to 4th place. Meanwhile, the pools for the Port Elizabeth Sevens in South Africa next weekend were drawn in Dubai this morning. Fiji is top seeds in Pool C, which features Scotland, France and Canada. Host South Africa leads Pool A, which includes Wales, USA and Kenya, while Pool D sees New Zealand grouped with England, Samoa and Japan. Australia is grouped in Pool B with Argentina, Portugal and Zimbabwe. The South Africa Sevens will kick off next Saturday. The BLK Fiji Under-19 women's basketball side is content with its 7th place finish at the Oceania Championship, which concluded at the Vodafone Arena last night. Coach and former national women's captain Dale Saunganga is hoping to retain the same group of players for the Asia Oceania Championships next year. Charlene Daudakadaka has more.
The national Under-19 women's basketball side had their backs against the wall from day one of the Oceania Championship. The average age in the squad is 15, and playing against seasoned opponents will be a major advantage as Fiji prepares to field the team in the FIBA Oceania Asia Under-17 Championships in August next year.
Next year we have the Under-16 team, and I'm happy to say that 7 out of the 10 girls that played today will qualify for it. And then very exciting to know that the pool of players that we can pull from is there right now. So I'm glad that they've had this opportunity, and we look good. We look forward to what they will be achieving in the future and what they can give back to basketball in Fiji.
The youngsters played well above their weight, but managed to hold their own against older and more experienced players.
Throughout the tournament, the team was very good, but the starting was very slow, and we pick up. We could have won the Solomon games, but then we just didn't work hard enough as a team. And then when it came to the Tahiti games, we really worked hard. We gave it all our best. Our coach just told us to play with our hearts, and we did that.
Such exposure for these young ladies will bode well for their preparation for upcoming tournaments, local and international. Charlene Daudakadaka, FBC Sports.
The Chris Signs National Club Championship Southern Zone kicked off at Bedesi and Buckhurst Park in Suva today. Games were called off yesterday due to heavy rainfall. The star-studded Civic FC side, laced with Suva district reps, recorded a comfortable 4-1 win over Northern Star. In other games, an unknown Speedwing side from Nisinu caused the biggest upset after beating defending champions League FC. In the Western Zone games at Lawanga Park, Namaka looks to be the team to beat after winning its second match in as many days. The Bar football side has been drawn in a tough pool in the 2015 Oceania Football Confederation Champions League. The men in black have been grouped in Pool B alongside defending champions Auckland City, as well as Vanuatu's Amical and a qualifier from Solomon Islands. Suva is in Pool A alongside qualifiers from Tahiti, New Caledonia and a preliminary winner from Samoa. The 2015 OFC Champions League will be staged in Fiji in April, with games to be split between Suva's ANZ Stadium and Gavin Park in Bar. The semi-finals and finals will be held at the ANZ Stadium. Rain was experienced over the northern parts of the group today. Elsewhere, cloudy conditions prevailed. Lambasa received 19 millimeters of rain, while Suva recorded 59 millimeters overnight till 9 a.m. today. An active trough of low pressure lies slow-moving just to the north of Fiji. Associated cloud and rain affects the northern parts of the group. Meanwhile, a high-pressure system to the far south of Fiji directs a strong southeast wind flow over Fiji waters. Maximum temperatures ranged from 27 to 32 degrees today. Bar and Nandi tipped 32, while Lambasa hit 29 degrees. Strong southeast winds with an average speed of 45 kilometers an hour over the Yasawa group. Elsewhere, moderate to fresh southeast winds. Periods of heavy rain and squally thunderstorms over Vanuatu, Taveuni and nearby smaller islands and northern Lao group. Some showers elsewhere. And the further outlook for Tuesday, rain easing to showers over the northern parts of the group, some showers elsewhere. And looking at the main points again, The Fiji Met Office has issued a heavy rain warning for Vanua Level and the northern parts of the Lau Group. Sewer water and wastewater trunk lines have been severely hit by the heavy rain, which has caused disruptions over the next few weeks. And police say 2 people have died in this weekend's flash floods. To our poll question, we're asking, are you satisfied with the 2015 national budget? Visit our FBC website to take part. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply hashtag FBC News. That's our bulletin for today. Join Edwin on right after the news for this week's edition of For the Record. Good night.
देश की धड़कन रेडियो फीजी 2 का ये प्रसारण आपके लिए कार्यक्रम में आपका स्वागत हम कर रहे हैं। याद रखते अभी से लेकर रात 12 तक यह सिलसिला हमारा और आपका चलता रहेगा। दृष्टिकोण में आपका हम स्वागत कर रहे हैं। दृष्टिकोण के तुरंत बाद आगे बढ़ते हैं कार्यक्रम में। इधर कहते हैं कि गहरी थी रात लेकिन हम सोए नहीं, गहरी थी रात लेकिन हम सोए नहीं, दर्द बहुत था दिल में पर हम रोए नहीं, कोई नहीं हमारा जो पूछे हमसे जाग रहे हो किसके लिए या किसी के लिए सोए नहीं। याद रखा दें गीत संगीत का तकाजा आपके लिए रात 12 तक आपको हम सोने नहीं देंगे। महकती रातें हर सोमवार से लेकर शुक्रवार तक रात 7 से लेकर 12 के बीच रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन पर रविंद्र सिंह के साथ।